Just got a new shipment today. Last week, Screw Brothers had a special on GWH kits, 20% off. I took that opportunity to order this new F-15 Strike Eagle kit. Kit's been out a while, but this is totally new to me. I have their F-15C kit. This will be a lot of fun to build. So I thought I would go through and do a quick inbox look at it. Not quite a review, but a look. So I'm looking at the parts. I can see that this tree right here is new to the F-15 series. It's going to be the supports for the weapons and the mounts for the weapons. It's got the F-15E style wheels. It's got a double cockpit. The cockpit looks fairly sparse. Doesn't look as detailed. It probably looks a little like the monogram kit. So it's not that great, but it has the F-15E style tail stinger. The arrestor gear is correct. See how it, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it sticks out. The conformal fuel tanks look lovely. It's got the bulged main wheel doors. It's got the correct pump on the rear end. This is a generic GWH part. This is the GE engine and the that's really nothing new. Intakes, I don't believe these are any different than the original release kit. All good stuff. One thing that is new in this kit, though, I do believe these are small diameter bombs, or SDBs, which is a pretty neat little addition to this kit. Yeah, these are the small diameter bombs, which are a GPS guided weapon that's designed to reduce collateral damage. But they look molded very correctly, and I don't know if they're accurate yet, but I'll definitely be looking into that. Anyway, it looks like you get a whole bunch of them. I'm not sure what this is. It says this is a BRU 61. I honestly haven't researched that. Maybe some sort of an ECM pod. I don't know. Anyway, there's more small diameter bombs. BRU 61s. Maybe it's a countermeasures device. New canopy. Probably similar to their F-15B kit. These bubble canopies, due to limitations in the molding technology, the way they have to do three-part molding, well, that's kind of neat. There's a seam running down the middle of the glass. This will have to be removed, but that's not hard work. This is a well-known problem, and everybody knows how to do it by now. When this first came out, these slide molds first came out, everybody freaked out, but we know how to do that. Now, one thing that this GWH kit has that I've never seen before is it comes with a piece of tape over the top of the canopy, and this prevents the canopy from getting scratched in the bag. That is pretty innovative. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I always do whenever I get a new kit. One of the problems with new kits in clear parts is you have this very precarious connection to the sprue tree right here, and any sort of bumping of this part or any sort of moving or anything will cause this part to move, which will cause that part to fracture, which will possibly ruin the part. So even though I'm not intending to build this right away, and I guess this technically is, you know, a big no-no if you don't believe in touching your kits, I'm going to actually remove the clear parts from the clear part tree. And the reason I'm going to do this is so that they will not have that fracture problem. And I'm going to use my JLC saw. I'm going to just shave off that lever arm and completely remove any chance of a fracture. And just like that, that's cleaned up. Now, if you want to take an extra step, you can wrap it. And the best thing to wrap it in that I have ever found is actually parafilm M. So I'm going to cut me a little piece of parafilm. should be enough for both parts. Stretch it to activate it. And I'm just going to wrap the part up in it. And what this will do is it'll put just a little like protective cover on the part. Just to make it so that, as it sits in the box here, the part doesn't get scratched up. And then I can just pull the parafilm off later. It's not hard to pull off. It's very easy to remove. And I won't have any drama with my clear canopy. I'm just going to put that right back in the bag. And we'll do the same thing with the main canopy. I'm going to remove this lever arm. And since the JLC is a saw, it doesn't put any stress on the part like a cutter would, a flush cutter. A lot of people use flush cutters, but they can crack or break the part. The JLC saw is actually, cutting it, so there's no stress, so you get a much cleaner result that's very easy to clean up. I'm going to do this one. Actually has a cover on it. I'm still gonna cover it in parafilm. Just as a precaution. It's going to be a while till I get to the clear parts, so it doesn't hurt to have them. Okay, so that's about all it takes right there is to protect your clear parts. And pick this kit up 20 years from now and they'll still be fine. Parafilm will not stick to the plastic. It's made of wax. I have these little parts here too. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut these off the tree. I'm tempted to cut them with the JLC saw, but I'm gonna just leave these. I think these will be okay. I'm going to cut these top parts off though. Now before you go cutting things off, you want to definitely make sure that you're supposed to. If you actually cut off a part that you don't want to, that's a tragedy. See, that already broke off. These are just stubs though. It's cool to remove them. Okay, so these parts are all good. So now I'm just going to put that back in the bag. And that's good to go till I use it. And if you want to, you can leave this in the box, but you don't need it anymore. Alright, that's the clear parts. The fuselage is exactly the same as the C model. I can tell that because I have the C model and I'm familiar with it because I actually have made a part for the C model to replace these blanked over chaff and flare dispensers. If you want to do a deployed F-15 with actual chaff and flare load, I've built a detail set through my Kokopelli scale design set to do that. I'll be adding that to this model. It's very simple. It just basically is a replacement for this spot here. But the part is exactly the same. There's no difference. I will have to go look at my other kit, but it does come with. It looks like an F-15A front seat instrument panel, and this looks like an F-15C instrument panel, and I believe that's an F-15B instrument panel for the two-seater trainer. I think this is just going to be the exact same sprue from the original kit. I don't think there's anything new there. Interestingly enough, you have all your. This is also going to be from the original kit. This has the lifted up piece that we see in the other, so I don't know why it's different. There must be some difference. I'll have to study it a little closer, but one thing I do see in this thing, this has like the F-15C, it has that APU vent at the rear of the cockpit. This doesn't have that vent. So apparently the F-15E does not have that vent. But on this sheet I don't see an F-15E instrument panel either. So weapons pylons, I don't know if that's a new part or not, but it has... I don't believe these are the correct launch rails. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't believe these are the correct launch rails for an F-15E. I think that they need the I can't remember what they're called. Oh, here's your part right here. Okay, so here's the F-15E front panel and instrument panel. So this is going to be a new part in the kit. It's got F-15E landing gear too. They're beefier, you can tell. And it has the reinforced flight control surfaces. Very nice. It has the pods. It has a sniper pod. That's really nice. And it has the lantern and the pave knife pod. So it's good. There's the correct launch rails right there. So it does have the correct launch rails. Comes with a set of laser guided bombs that look really nice, and some AIM-120C MRAMs, AIM-9Ls, it looks like AIM-9Xs, and also a cluster bomb, and some, I believe that's just a GBU, but there's only one weapons tree, so I'm a little confused by that. I would have thought there would be more of these, because you only have one bomb. Maybe I missed it. No, wait. Let's go look at the instruction, see what it says. Oh, okay. So that that one thing that I wasn't sure what it was, it's an adapter for the small diameter bomb launcher. The instructions look good. Typical. If this model's like the other one, the F-15C, you're going to have some trouble with fit of the nose piece, and the decals are going to be atrocious, which they probably are. So when buying this kit, you probably should plan on some stencils. Well, one thing that I really like about this kit is it does come with etched antennas, and also those vents that are on the top of the intakes, those are etched, and the engine faces. You can't really see the engine fan piece too much, but this is one kit I would be very wary of the decals. I did some testing on the SU-35 decals, and they were some of the thickest decals I've ever used. I would not trust GWH decals any further than I could throw them. And just running my finger over these decals, they are super thick. Super thick. So hopefully somebody will come out with a stencil sheet, because the stencils on it are pretty nice for the pylons. But yeah, these decals are thick. These are not petite decals at all. I would just, from personal experience, I would highly try to avoid using the kit's decals if possible. So that's it in the box. As you know, as you may know, I'm building a Tamiya Spitfire, and I screwed up the canopy, so I'm waiting for a new kit to come in, or a new canopy to come in, and I'll finish that up. I've got a few other little projects to tighten up, and I'm ready to do something that's a jet. I have some other jet projects that are kind of languishing, but this is the one I really want to build. I want to build an F-15E. I love this plane. And Two Bob's Decals just released a really neat sheet on it that I need to get a hold of. But this is my quick out-of-the-box look. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have a couple references that I'll be going through to help me make my F-15E as accurate as possible. The best one that I have is the Modern Eagle Guide by Jake Malamphy. And I also have the old Squadron Walk Around. This is not going to be the best, but anything helps. You can always find little details to make your model slightly better. These are 2 references that'll be good, and of course the internet will probably have just a plethora of things. So the only thing I can tell on this kit is it just doesn't have many weapons. It has 1 laser guided bomb, a couple sidewinders, 1 AIM-9X. So this is not an extensive weapons loadout. So if you want to put a more conventional loadout on this plane, you're going to have to go buy weapons from somewhere, probably Edward or possibly Hasegawa if you're okay with that lowering of the detail. But the weapons in this are kind of lacking. But it does have the small diameter bomb, so that's nice. Anyway, that's my inbox look of the GWH F-15E, and we'll see you on the net.